What's up, everybody? My name is Maddy and I have no friends. So today I'm going to be making a costume. It's going to be a zombie survivalist costume. And yeah, I'm going to show you how I make my weapon and my actual outfit and the makeup tutorial. These should be uploaded within a few days of each other. I'm trying to get them all done today. I doubt I will do that, however, but we will try our best. So let's get into it. Now the first thing I'm starting off with is the jeans. I simply took an old pair of skinny jeans that I had that I didn't care about anymore and dyed them with every single dye that I actually had. So it has black, green, red, and blue in these jeans. And yeah, I just didn't know what I was doing. I wanted them to be another color than blue and was like, let's just throw everything in there, whatever color they come out as, that's what we'll do. So they ended up coming out as this nice burgundy browny color. And then I believe I actually dyed them again in brown. I'm not sure. I think I did though. But what I'm just doing right now is I'm getting old jean that I had cut into little squares. And now I'm just sewing them in random places of the jeans to make it look like I had torn my jeans in different places and hastily had to repair them with a different set of jeans that I might have found. They don't have to be perfect. I usually just go at it. What I did this time was I ended up just using some army green thread that I had for a pair of cargo pants. I ended up sewing about 4 patches on the jeans. One of them was actually to cover up a hole. Alright, now I'm just showing you the outfit. I grabbed an old shirt that I had lying around in my closet. I never wore it. Basically, the lettering on there was entirely hot pink, so I went over it with some acrylic paint with some fabric medium in it. I also cut out the collar part because it was a little too tight for me, and it actually works out a lot better for the style preference. And yeah, I heat treated the paint on there, and it all is turning out perfectly and beautiful. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I did not like the hot pink at all. I don't think it was very effective for a zombie apocalypse. And that's because the kitty's hot. Oh, the pretty kitty cat. This is my cat Baloo, and he'll probably make several appearances in this video. And now on to my favorite part of cosplay. It is weathering down the costume. Oh, it's so much fun. So what I'm going to be doing for the shirt is I'm going to be using my Dremel or rotary tool with sanding attachment on the end to kind of tear up the ends and make little holes and like thin out the fabric in certain areas. I like to take the ends of my fabric, so like the end of the shirt or the ends of your jeans, and fold them over by making pleats, and then grabbing the rotary tool and sanding it all the way around. It just gives you kind of it really gets all the work done really quickly, and it also, you can sand different parts more than other parts, and it's just really good. But this is not, like I said, the conventional way of weathering down outfits. The other way is to just grab regular sandpaper and use your hands and do it that way, but I like to save time and do it this way. I highly do not recommend this for everyone, however. I'm not wearing gloves, which is an idiot move. You should be always wearing gloves when you use the rotary tool. And also, you can end up grabbing the fabric with the sanding tool and it'll spiral around it, and if you don't click it off quick enough, it will completely ruin that piece of fabric. So I do not recommend it, but I do it, and I'm sorry. It's just, I didn't have any sandpaper on hand, and it's just how I've been doing it for a long time. For my Mad Hatter costume and for my Star Wars costume, this is the way that I weathered them down. So moving on to the next step of weathering down your costume, I just have some gloves, some paint. I have black. I also have malted chocolate in brown. And then I also have burnt umber, and I also have green English ivory in green. I also have some sunny day yellow. Most of my paints are running out at this point, so that's why I have it one upside down. I also have some homemade fake blood that I do every now and then. I also have a squirt bottle, a paintbrush, the cheapest paintbrush really you can find. I don't really care too much. It's just to make it all splattered and stippled. I ended up not using this little brush, but I mean, if you want to get into all those nooks and crannies, go right ahead. I also have some solo cups, and then the items in which I would like to paint. Now for the painting process itself, I usually just take all of that paint and I separate them up into different colors. Like I did brown, I did watered down brown and green, I did watered down brown and a little bit of yellow, and I also did just watered down black. Now guys, do not go so heavy with the water that it's like an actual water consistency. You want it to be more of a thick, kind of milky color. I ended up doing the watery color in the very beginning, and it took a lot longer to end up getting all of those colors into how I wanted it. I basically just dipped my hands in the gloves and went at it like crazy. I ended up holding it and having to rub it in really well. Basically, I weathered the bottom of my jeans, my cuffs and stuff. I weathered those with more black because if you were running through puddles and stuff, that would be the most splashed area on your body. Would be the bottom of your jeans, probably up a little bit up to your knee. I also tore out the knees a little bit and painted those also with black, as if I had fallen down in a puddle, and ended up getting more dirt and more black on there. I also went around all of the seams up the sides and in the pocket areas. I did basically the same exact thing for the shirt, except for I also went into the armpits of the shirt due to, like, if I didn't have deodorant and stuff, I was gonna probably get stains there, let's be honest. And also ended up spraying it all down with some fake blood. Now the fake blood that I made, I watered it down way too much and it ended up not showing up, so I ended up buying fake blood and putting that on there, and I'm very happy with the results. You thought we were done weathering? Nope, we're weathering again. Turns out that the acrylic paint that I used was way too watered down, so we had to go in with more, except for I had completely run out of black, so we ended up using some brown house paint that I had lying around. So simply watered it down and went all over the jeans. I basically went to town like crazy on the shirt, on the jeans, with fake blood, everything. And then I looked at it and was like, this is way too much. I was like, I never thought I would be able to tell myself to stop like this. And I was like, it's just too much. I ended up having to throw them in the washer, clean them a good amount, and yeah. I mean, they looked great for the first probably 15 minutes of me actually doing this, but afterwards it just did not work. And I had to wash it all off, and the fake blood on the words ended up coming off, and I will be putting more on there, however. But yeah, it just was too much, and it dried super hard, super crusty, and I couldn't actually put it on, so I don't recommend putting on too much. Just know when to stop, you guys. That's the best advice I could ever give anybody. Just know when to say no, okay? Now, on a recent trip to the thrift store, I ended up finding a really awesome coat. It's actually in really great condition, so I was really sad when I had to weather it. I ended up dyeing it a little bit darker brown in my washer, which how I do the dyes is I always put it on the hottest setting I can get it on, putting it on low water, and then putting it on the low cotton setting. While at the thrift store, I also was able to find an awesome pair of shoes. Now, I originally thought that these would fit my brother. Turns out they're a size 9 in women's, and he is a size 4 to 5 in kids, so way off of his scale. I really wanted to show the weathering of these because you don't have to weather these ones down so much. They're already pretty worn in. Basically, I just went over them with some brown and black acrylic paint, watered down a little bit, not too much. Then I let them set on there for about 5 minutes, and then with a damp paper towel, or in my case I had to use toilet paper, I just wiped it off, and the acrylic paint went into all the edges and in all those little creases and the worn bits, just to make it look a little bit more worn. I then also sprayed them with my fake blood. I don't intend on sealing these in. You can use a spray sealant to seal it if you want them to stay like that forever, but I would like to use these shoes other times other than just for this specific costume. So I'm going to make it so I can just throw them in the washer and they'll be good as new. And now on to my little brother's outfit. I simply went to the thrift store and was able to find already a torn up shirt that it was kind of already worn in, and I ended up getting it for I believe about $2. I also found him this nice long sleeve gray shirt, which I'm not going to actually weather at all because it is too nice of a shirt to do something like that too. I also ended up buying my brother a pair of cheap jeans while we were there. Now for more weathering. Oh, you guys thought we were done, right? Nope. Now this time for my little brother's shirt, I decided to show you guys a different way of weathering something down without a Dremel or a rotary tool. You could do it with sandpaper, but like I said, I didn't have any sandpaper or time to go pick up any. So I'm using a serrated knife that I found in my kitchen. Now guys, be super careful if you ever do this. But I am just going over it, I'm stabbing it in certain little areas, and I'm just going back and forth with my hands really quick to try to tear out little parts of it. I also ended up trimming the sleeves on his shirt and then just going over it with the serrated knife again. You could even cut off a few of the buttons if you wanted, but considering that that's what I need all the buttons intact, we're not going to do that. Now again with the painting, we're just going over it with some black acrylic paint and some watered down house paint. And I'm just going everywhere with it. He's a messy kid. The story behind it is if I was dragging my little brother through an apocalypse, he's not very fast. So odds are if I was to be pulling on his arm, he would fall down a few times. I would probably just end up sticking on my back because I have pretty strong body and I can run with him really well. But the idea is that he's fallen down a few times and his clothes are a little bit more muddy but not torn up. So that was the idea I was going for with the weathering effect. Same for the jeans, just weathering it down. Like I said, if he were to fall over, his knees and the bottom of his jeans would probably be the most messy. I used mostly black for this one. I didn't want to go in with a lot of brown because we're supposed to be from the city. And I want to go with the idea that there is more oil and the puddles aren't brown like they would be out in the country. They would be more black and they'd be more oily and more gross and harder to get out of clothes than, say, dirt. So there would be less grass stains if you were in the city versus in the country where there would be more grass stains and more dirt stains and less blood. I did spray his pants down with some fake blood. You can barely tell though. But yeah, he did get a fair treatment of all of those items. Also, while I was at the thrift store, I was able to find a really cheap $3 black backpack. I need one to carry around Emerald Con because I'm going to be headed over to Emerald City Comic Con this year, and I wanted to be wearing a costume that was comfortable, functional, and I didn't draw too much attention. I also made a weapon, and I'll be showing you how I made that weapon in a later video. But I'm just going to show you how I weathered down the backpack. Like I said, same story as everything else, but this time I wanted there to be more brown on the bottom, as if I finally found him a safe spot out in the country and was able to take off my backpack and accidentally set it down and say a puddle. So I grabbed some brand new brown and yellow paint and ended up doing a lighter color brown and yellow, and I didn't put any black on this backpack, actually, come to think of it. It was all brown and all yellow. I mixed the colors together to make a lighter brown and just weathered the bottom of it really, really, really well. Like, I had set it down multiple times, trying to take things out, put things in, take things out, put things in. And so the bottom of the backpack would be the most weathered thing up. But the backpack was already pretty torn up when I got it. So I would just needed to go with all the painting and the weathering and everything. Especially going around that label on there, getting on the zippers, and getting a good spray of sealant on it. I don't have a clip of me spraying the sealant on the backpack, but I do have the weathering of it, which you're just going to see a whole lot of me weathering with that nice little stipple brush. I also sprayed it down with a good portion of fake blood. I had made a new batch of fake blood and made it a lot more thicker, and this time it showed up way better on the backpack. So guys, here is my finished costume. Here's my backpack, turned out awesome. Here's the axe. I will be showing you how to make that in a different tutorial. Here are the pants. The pants are awesome. After a good washing, they got all the stiffness out of them. They were amazing. Here are my shoes. Here is the left one. It has blood on it. I swear you just can't see it with my camera. Here's the right one. Same thing. Has blood on it. I swear you guys. And here is the bandana that I got. I went and bought a brand new bandana. Got it wet. Put black, brown, and white acrylic paint on it. Rubbed it in really quick. Sprayed it down with some fake blood. And then used my serrated knife to weather. Here's the shirt, you guys. The blood washed off of the shirt, which makes me really sad, but, you know. And here's the jacket. In this video, I hadn't had time to weather the jacket, but that's because I'm going to make a tutorial on how to show you guys how to make waterproof weathering, so that way you can wash it out and reuse it, and it'll be brand new. Not brand new, but good as new. Here is my little brother's outfit. The jeans turned out so well, you guys. I'm so happy with it. I got the weathering down on the cuffs of the jeans, on the knees. The gray shirt is still the gray shirt because I didn't weather it at all. And here is the flannel, guys. It turned out so nice. The inside is nice and soft, while the outside is painted because it was painted. It's not going to be a very comfy shirt, guys, if you paint the inside. On the outside, however, it'll be rough. And yeah, here are his shoes. I got him these $3 shoes from Value Village, and we actually found out that these shoes are worth like probably about 25-50 bucks and stuff. So what a steal. I got them for $3. It was awesome. And they're already pretty worn in, and I'm not going to paint them over because they fit him really nicely. And that's really hard for us to find him shoes that fit his feet really good. Now guys, here is my brother wearing his costume. He has the axe because he wanted to hold it, and I'm being a good sister and letting him hold it. Turned out really nice, fits him really great. He really likes the outfit. He really likes the fact that he is in a zombie apocalypse and he gets to swing a bloody axe around. Now I'm going to try to convince him to turn around, and he doesn't understand, so he swings the axe around. Okay, that'll do. And now here is me in my costume alongside him. It turned out really well, you guys. Sorry I didn't get very good footage of it. My sister was in pain and didn't want to stand up. So here's the backs of us. Turned out awesome. I didn't put the coat on because the coat was not weathered at the time, and I didn't want to show you guys a clean jacket with all this weathered down clothes and stuff. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. There will be more to come. I am planning on making a Gamora costume for Marvel's Avengers Infinity War, and I am also planning on dressing up to go see Deadpool with a group of friends. It's going to be awesome, you guys. I also am planning on going as a costume. I'm going to be doing another Mad Hatter tutorial, show you guys how to make the hat again, but this time using recycled products. So if you have an old shirt or an old pair of jeans, rip those puppies up because we're going to be making a Mad Hatter hat. I am so excited for this. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.